Hey everybody, Big Yankovic here, podcaster, author, and carnivore. Welcome back to the first episode of Fresh Meat May / June. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good stuff. All right, I've got some daily reports for you all to check out, and then when I'm done with those, we can come back and I'll talk a little bit about how it's been. All right, everybody, it is day one of the new dawn. I am doing a new 30-day challenge. It's just me this time. And I am doing the all fresh meat challenge. I was thinking I could call it Fresh Meat May, although I think today's the 18th already, so it's probably a little late to call it Fresh Meat. It's Fresh Meat May / June, which isn't quite as catchy, but it's what we're doing for the next 30 days, and maybe I'll just say until the end of June. I don't know. No, we'll stick with 30 days for now. I won't mess with it until later, but I'm going to do all fresh meat and only fresh meat. No sausages, no bacon, no pork rinds, none of that craziness. And so today, what did I do? Well, I had fresh meat. So I had about half of a chub of ground beef in the fridge left over. If you watched the old videos, I had tried to see what it would be like if I drained the fat out of a thing of ground beef and ate it that way. And I found that it was not nearly as filling. And I still had another half of that chub that was also drained of fat. So that's what I had for breakfast this morning. It filled me up, but eventually I did get a little bit hungry. I probably could have fasted for the rest of the day if I wanted to. But when I started feeling hungry around 7, and I ate that ground beef probably, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning probably. I ate all of that. And then around 7 o'clock, I think I went and warmed up a little bit of ground beef, put it in a bowl. This isn't all of what I ate. I actually ate more, but I didn't think to take the picture until I was half done. But yeah, so that's what I had today, just ground beef. Ground beef with salt and some water. That was the entirety of my eating today. And tomorrow I'm going to try, mix it up a little bit. But for now, that's what I'm doing. And I'm sure I'm going to do that a lot. It's going to be a lot of just plain ground beef. Why? Because it's the cheapest. And everything's expensive now. The inflation is coming, but the raises haven't come yet. So I'm not keeping up. So all my food is more expensive. I'm going to have to eat the cheapest stuff probably. But, you do what you got to do to have your health. So I'm going to do what I got to do. All right. See you tomorrow. Hello, everybody. It is day 2 of Fresh Meat May / June. Today was a good day. I had a ribeye steak for lunch, and that was really nice. It was expensive. I won't be able to do that very frequently. Cost like almost $15, I think, and it was about a pound is all it was. So that's tough. Pay $15 for that. It's only been a few months, like 6 months or less, since it was, that same steak would have cost me $8. So that's frustrating. But, it was so good. I cooked it very well. It came out amazing, perfectly cooked. So that was good. And, that's what I had for lunch. And then dinner time, I had more ground beef. What was left of the ground beef that I brought yesterday to work, I finished off today at work. And that was what I had today. And tomorrow, it's going to be similar. I just got to eat more meat. So that's the deal. we'll see you then. Hey everybody, it is day 3, which is Friday, and I had for lunch, not breakfast, it was later than that, but I had these bacon wrapped pork loins that I had them still left over from, before I bought them like a little more than a week ago, I think. And maybe I shouldn't have eaten them because they had bacon on them. And I'm supposed to not be eating anything that's like cured or any of that kind of stuff. I'm avoiding that kind of stuff, but just too little. I mean, they're really small, not even full slices wrapped around the outside. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to call that a mulligan and do better tomorrow or something. I don't know. It was fine. They were tasty. They tasted great. I loved that. They were really good. Wasn't even like a whole pound of meat in these two. I mean, look at those two little medallions or whatever you want to call them. They're pretty small. So there wasn't that much to eat. So I ate them and I was still hungry when I was done. I didn't eat right away, but normally I wait until about 5 or so to eat my dinner at work. But today I didn't. The second I got here at 2 o'clock, I pulled out my ground beef and I put it into the microwave and I started chowing on it. I have this much left over. I'm taking it home so I can eat it tomorrow. I forgot to take a picture of it, but this thing's full when I started and now it's down to that. So that's how much I ate, which is more than a pound. I don't know how much, but this is basically half of a chub, and chub's a 5 pound. So 2.5 pounds I ate, probably almost 2 pounds worth of it. So big meal. And I felt good afterwards. I was eating good in the neighborhood. And yeah, today was one of those days. Oh my gosh, there was pizza. I walked in the door and there was a whole huge table loaded up with just tons of pizzas. I don't even know what they were for, but there's pizza. In the old days, I might have like stripped the toppings off and thrown the crust away and just eaten it, but I'm not even doing that. I haven't done any dairy products since these challenges started, and now I'm even more strict, so I'm not even doing like something like a pepperoni. So I didn't eat those at all. It was another person's last day as everybody's quitting, and I don't know, following their dreams. Maybe I need to look into that. But anyways, yeah, another person last day, and so there was cake, cupcakes, cookies. Holy crap, there was so much sweets for this dude. Must be very loved. When I go, they'll be like, what happened to Big Anklevich? He used to sit here. They won't even mention it, I don't think. Anyways, that was day 3. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, it is day 4, which is Saturday, and it was a really weird day for me in general, but especially for food. First thing in the morning, obviously, we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. We had to get up and go to my son's swim meet. Those things start at the butt crack of frickin' dawn, folks. They want you there before 7 o'clock to be checking your swimmer in. So we were up pretty early. I don't think we made it there before 7, but we still got them checked in like right at the last minute. And then we were there for the entirety of the day. I mean, it's such a long thing. They run 80 different races for all different age groups, etc. And it's pretty intense. And part of the deal is that you have to volunteer. There's a lot of stuff that goes on at those swim meets. A lot of people are needed to run them properly. And so everybody's required to volunteer. And so I volunteered as the snack bar, working at the snack bar for the second half of the day. So I started at about 11 and I worked the snack bar for about 3 hours. We were handing out stuff like hot dogs and hamburgers, and we had other crap too. One of the things that they do is pasta. You know, the whole thing about you're supposed to be better if you carb load. So they sell people pasta. Of course, they'd be so much better if they would just only eat meat. But, you know, can't expect athletes to do what's best for them. They just do what they're told. Anyways, yeah, so it was like 2 o'clock. And I still had not eaten yet for the whole day, and I was super, super hungry. And so finally I decided, okay, well, there's pulled pork sandwiches they have here. I'm gonna get myself one of those, but just skip the bun. And the cool thing was I was working in the snack bar, so I could easily skip the bun. I just didn't put the bun in and just dumped a bunch of pulled pork in there. And I ate that for my meal. Sorry, I'm getting shaky. I need to switch back to the other hand. I was just getting tired holding it up for so long. So I had that pulled pork, a lot of pulled pork. They were generous with the pulled pork. Apparently not as many people order the pulled pork as they do like hamburgers and stuff. But our snack bar is really good. They do a lot of really good stuff. I told you about it a couple weeks ago that I had this stuff called Gator Bites, which is just pork belly, barbecued pork belly. And oh man, that was good. But that was all gone. So I had pulled pork. It didn't put any barbecue sauce or anything like that in it. And that was my lunch. We came home from that. It ended at like 2, I think. So 6 a.m. to 2 we were there for. It took until like 3:30 last week, so this one was better. And I was so worn out. I went to bed late the night before, and so I just laid on my bed and I went in and out of sleep for a couple of hours there. And then we had a crawfish boil that we were going to at the church. So I went with the family to the crawfish boil. And I've never been to one of these, but I've always wanted to. Crawfish in Houston is a really big deal. Not quite as big probably as it is in Louisiana, but we're close to Louisiana, and so we got a lot of bleed over, crossover from their culture and stuff here. And so everybody loves the crawfish here. And they had a guy who was actually from Louisiana who was cooking the crawfish. And I was excited to find out if I could eat it. I am allergic to shrimp. I've known that since I was pretty young. And so I was expecting that there's a good possibility that crawfish is similar enough to shrimp that I'm also allergic to it. And I've been afraid to try crawfish for that very reason for a long time. And finally I decided, okay, we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try the crawfish, and I brought a bottle of allergy pills, a bottle of Benadryl, so that I could take them if I had a problem. And they had all the crawfish there, and I had myself a bite of it, and I tried it out, and turns out that I am allergic to it. So I only had a couple of tiny nibbles of crawfish, and that was all I ate at the crawfish boil. There was a bunch of other stuff I could have eaten. There was sweets and cookies and cakes and all sorts of stuff like that. And there was corn and potatoes and all that kind of stuff. And they did have hot dogs for the people who, you know, were just too grossed out by crawfish or something to eat them. But that didn't really help because I had sworn off even sausages. So I just had that tiny bit of crawfish and that was that. And I figured I'd eat when I got home. But when I got home, I was so tired. My wife says it's because of the Benadryl. Benadryl is apparently will make you tired. I didn't know that. I never heard that before. But I was tired and I just went to bed. I went to bed super early, which is a good thing because I need to go to bed earlier. I need to really improve my sleep. The night before, I stayed up till 1 writing a blog post. And so I need to just take care of myself, go to bed as soon as I get home from work so that I don't, I'm not super tired, and so that I actually lose weight and, you know, do good for my health. So that's what I did last night. I did good for my health. Hey everybody, it's day 5, which is Sunday, and today was, it was a fun day, an interesting day. We had my daughter arrive from college. She came home from college today, which was pretty cool to see her. before we went to pick her up, I think she came in at about 1:30, something like that. We also planned to do my other daughter's senior portraits today. So we tricked her. We didn't, the younger one didn't know that her older sister was coming back to town today. We told her we were going to the airport because they had a mural there that we were going to take her picture in front of, because we were doing her pictures in murals, because my younger daughter's the artist. And so we drove into where the mural, we drove into the airport, and then my daughter was like, geez, I can't believe we got to drive through this mess to get to this mural, you know, because it was the pickup lane. And then my wife rolled down the window and yelled our daughter's name, and my other daughter's like, what? So it was pretty cute. But before we left to do all that, I meant to say that before I got through the story. Before we left for all that, I ate the last tiny bit of that ground beef that I had on Friday. There was a little bit of it left over. I warmed that up real quick and ate it. It was hardly any. So it was enough to tide me over just a little bit. So we went out, we picked up my daughter from the airport, then we went to a bunch of murals, and we took my daughter's picture 150 times. We went to a couple different murals in a couple different places around Houston. And then we got on the freeway and we headed back, and my daughter was desperate. The one that flew in was desperate for something to eat because she hadn't really eaten all day. And in the end, we decided we'd go to Texas Roadhouse. So we went to Texas Roadhouse, and I was really hungry by this time. We were sitting there, and you know, everybody ordered their stuff. I ordered a big steak, 16-ounce ribeye steak. And they all ordered, you know, some steak with a crap ton of sides. There was the bread that they always give you, the little rolls, and they were eating all those rolls in front of me. And then they got one of those, I think they call it a cactus blossom at Texas Roadhouse. Bloomin' Onion is what I know it as, but that's Outback Steakhouse, I think. Anyways, they got one of those, and they were eating that, and it all smelled really good, and I was really hungry, and I just had to sit there and look at it and sip on my water until finally my steak arrived. And then I dug into that, and it was tasty. It's wonderful how tasty steaks are when you are hungry. Everything's tasty when you're hungry. But anyways, yeah, that's what I had. And that was the whole of my dinner. Whole of my eating. I had that little bit of ground beef and then a 16-ounce steak. Probably could have eaten more than that, but I didn't want to have a separate meal later. So yeah, that was day, what are we on, 5? Did I say 5? That was day 5, Sunday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Day 6, which is Monday. And what did I do today? Well, it was a pretty simple day, really. I got up and I decided I need to get some food cooked. My wife is actually in the process of tearing apart the kitchen and getting ready to redo the whole thing. I don't know if I've mentioned that before here, but I think I probably have. So our kitchen looks like this right now. There's not a whole lot in it. And she's about to take that whole cabinet out as well, and it's just going to be empty over there. And so that means our stove will be gone, and all I'll have for cooking food on is the electric frying pan, which you can see on the side of this picture. So I decided I would just, you know, get ahead of things. I think she's planning on doing it Wednesday, maybe. She's going to tear all that out. I don't know. But I decided to get ahead of it and cook all my ground beef today. So I did 2 chubs of ground beef that I cooked up, which is 10 pounds of ground beef I cooked for myself today. And I took, I started in early in the day before I left for work. I had the first part of it. I ate, a little bit, really not that much of it. I just wasn't very hungry for some reason. Later in the day, and it was quite later, I wasn't really hungry for a long time. It wasn't until like 6 or 7 or so when I finally went and warmed up the rest of it in the microwave at work, and I ate that. And I ate that all. I ate it all gone at that point, and I still felt slightly hungry afterwards. So I don't know what was going on with that. It was weird. But yeah, I'm excited. I got my first thing of Redmond's real salt. I ordered it off Amazon, came in the mail yesterday, and I used it on that ground beef. So we'll see if I have so much more minerals now. Oh my gosh, it'll be so worth it. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So that was day 6, I think I said. Monday. See you guys tomorrow. Hey everybody, it is day 7. Last day of the first week. It is Tuesday. And what did I do today? Well, it was a little different than other days. I did something that I haven't done in a long time. But first we'll start with what I had before that happened. I had myself a steak. It was a nice ribeye steak that I bought. It's expensive, but I do one a week or so, and I cooked that up today for myself, and it was tasty and cooked perfectly and wonderful. My daughters came down this morning, and my one who's visiting from college wanted to work out with me. We used to work out in the garage sometimes, and I guess she's been doing, working out in the gym. She got some kind of a membership at the school gym, and she wanted to keep herself in shape, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she just missed working out with her old man. But anyways, yeah, we went out to the garage and did some weightlifting. We didn't do a whole lot, truthfully. We did the bench press, which was interesting because I'm out of shape, and so it was heavier than I expected it to feel. And then we did some squats, which those left me really tired. Even later in the day when I was walking to work, I was walking in the door and my legs still felt a little wobbly from doing those squats. So it's been a long time, I guess, since I've done those as well. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done all working out, so there's that. But we did that, and then we did a military press, and those were our 3 workouts. And we had to hide out in the garage because it started pouring rain while we were doing it, and pretty crazy stuff. Haven't had as much rain this year as usual. I guess it's a drought as far as Houston standards go. But yeah, that was my first time working out since the last time that I did 75 hard, which has to have been like almost a year ago. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, we did that. And then I brought a thing of ground beef with me. It was one of these things. This thing was full when I warmed it up. And what you're seeing there is about how far I ate it down to. So I ate about half of it. And then I was just like, you know what? I think I'm full. I think I can quit now. And so I did. And that's the food that I have had and the fun that I had today. And that's it for week 1 of Fresh Meat May. So I'll send you over to Big Anklevich to wrap this whole video up. Enjoy, folks. So there you go. It feels like a pretty good week, to tell you the truth. At one point, I stepped on the scale, and this was on Saturday, or I think it was Sunday morning, or maybe even Monday morning. I can't remember exactly when it was, but at some point, I stepped on the scale, and the scale told me I weighed 279 point something, 5, we'll just say. And at the end of the last carnivore challenge that I did with Marshall, I weighed 290.6. So that was 10 full pounds that I had come down in 1 week. It was amazing. I think that I may have gotten a little too excited about that because, that was after a long day out in the sun and sweating a lot, and I hadn't drank a lot of water, and I think, my water balance was not correct. in my body at the time. And so after drinking water later and, doing some more normal activities, I think I gained some of that back. This morning I got on the scale and it told me I was 283.6, which means that maybe I'm finally starting to lose weight. I think I might actually be starting to do it. I think this no sausage, no cured meats, no processed meats thing is working for me. I think I have to admit I'm cautiously optimistic because I messed around with my scale and tried to weigh myself later this morning, and it said I was 287. I'm going to be 4 pounds off in one day. I don't know what's up with that. I pushed like the reset button on my scale. Maybe it was FUBAR, or maybe it's FUBAR now. I don't know what the deal is. And with losing weight, usually it comes down in such small increments that it's hard to know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm losing weight, maybe I'm not, but I feel really good. And I think it's working. I think that I'm starting to lose weight. I don't know. We'll see. I should check my blood sugar. Give me a second. I'm gonna go check it. Interesting. Well, that's weird. I would have thought it would be different, but I wonder if that's the dawn effect. That's the thing that I've heard a lot about, where your liver gives you a bunch of blood sugar from breaking down fat? No, it makes, what is it, novolipogenesis? Makes you some sugar to go in your blood first thing in the morning. Gives you breakfast. You don't need breakfast because your liver gives it to you. I wonder if that's what that is. I thought it would be lower. I didn't think it would be up at 111. That's actually higher than a higher reading than I've gotten in a long time. Interesting. I don't know. Oh man, that's weird. But anyways, still feel like things are going well. I don't know. I guess we'll see with next week. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I've come down some in weight, and my blood sugar's still under control. It's not like it's high, which how could it be? Because I haven't eaten anything with any sugar in it in 2.5 months. So I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it, and we'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for watching Big Anklevich on health.